Hello Green Shoppers! Welcome once again to my channel. This is Sir Job and welcome to Sir Job TV. For those new explorers and just newly discovered my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and click the notification bell for you to be updated with my future videos. So for today's video, I'm very excited to share with you another meaningful discussion in the world of readings in Philippine history na kung saan ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa what is Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country from 1780 to 1895. Come on, let us learn together. Good morning once again, Golden Choppers. So nabanggit ko na po sa inyo kanina na ang pag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito ay tungkol sa economic impositions pa rin ito ng mga Spaniards, but going to the productivity, to the development of the country, to mass production, to the development of commerce and industry. Ito na po yung starting point ng movement ng mga Spaniards dito sa bansang Pilipinas. So ladies and gentlemen, so ano nga ba ang programang ito ng Spanish government in the country? So ladies and gentlemen, the Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country was formed on May 6 of 1781 and the first president was Ciriaco Gonzalez Carvajal. So don't forget with the date, May 6 of 1781 nang maitatag ito. Sino ang nag-organize? It was organized by Governor Jose de Basco y Vargas. Siya po ang kasalukuyang Governor General ng bansa nang maitatag po ang Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country in the Philippines. So bakit nga ba ito naisipang gawin? Bakit nga ba ito naisipang itatag? Okay, particularly with the leadership of Governor Vargas. Okay, following the royal order, meron pong royal order, okay, na kailangan buuhin at gawin ito sa Pilipinas. So following the royal order, quote-unquote, to form a society of learned and competent persons capable of producing useful ideas. Yun po ang nakastipulate sa tinatawag nating royal order. Highlight natin yung statement, to form a society of learned, competent person. So yung mga intellectuals, yung mga experts, no, yung may mga exposure, no, in relation with the things na gustong gawin ng Spanish government in the country, kailangan mag-convene each other. Kailangan magkaroon ng society, kailangan magkaroon ng grupo, kailangan mag-discuss sila with each other to share with their plans, to share with their expertise, to share things that they know about this kind of plan of the Spanish government. So basically, the target is to utilize the expertise of the people. That's one thing to do, okay? Allowing them to plan for the continuous improvement of the country. Kasi nga, owing sila to transform the Philippines or the colony of the Philippines, no, into a booming country, into a booming colony, for example, something like that. They're thinking about that. So that is the reason why kailangan magkaroon ng planning for the continuous improvement of the country Philippines. Okay? Moreover, to extract their ideas to come up with the best innovation, okay, na gagawin nila sa bansang Pilipinas. So yun po. So kailangan mag-convene silang lahat, kailangan i-gather yung mga intellectual dito sa bansang Pilipinas. So that's part actually of the royal decree na kung saan binasa ko sa inyo a while ago, stating that yung mga learned intellectual part of the society should convene each other and plan, okay, for the improvement of the colony. So talking about the establishment of the Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country, it was actually composed of men in business. So meaning to say, may pera talaga. Okay? Aside from mga intellectuals ito, meron silang influence to the people. It was composed of men in business, industry, and the professions whom he instructed to exploit the island's natural resources through agriculture, commerce, and industry. Tatlong bagay po ang pinakamahalaga. Kailangan ma-exploit, klaro sa statement, to exploit the natural resources of the country. Kasi long time ago, sa panahong ito, period covered ng imposition na ito, napakayaman pa po ng bansang Pilipinas. And even today, we could be able to recognize that our country, Philippines, is very much rich in the natural resources and other elements. That is the reason why, even up to this day, a lot of countries pa rin ang gustong pasukin ang bansang Pilipinas. How much more before? We could be able to imagine how beautiful our country before, or how rich in natural resources basically. So one of the mandates, okay, is really to exploit the natural resources of the country. And of course, by doing this one, we have to move on to the development of agriculture, commerce, and industry. Tatlong bagay po ang highlight nila upon telling to the people na kailangan natin itong i-implement sa bansang Pilipinas, ladies and gentlemen. So let's continue with the discussion. Compelled to make the colony truly self-supporting in economy and entirely self-sufficient from the annual Mexican subsidy, Basco introduced the Plan General Economico, which included the income-generating monopolies of tobacco, arecanut, spirituous liquors, and explosives, which unfortunately brought untold hardships on the Filipinos. Highlight natin yung sinasabi dito. Basically, one of parts of the plan also is magkaroon tayo ng truly supporting or self-sufficient economy na kung saan hindi na tayo aasa doon sa annual subsidy ng Mexican government. Kasi kung hindi nyo po na itatanong, noong naging colony po ang Pilipinas ng Spaniards, kumukuha or tumatanggap po tayo ng subsidy from the Mexican government. Annually po yan na ibinibigay nila sa atin. So basically, with the plan of Governor General Basco, no, na ilunsad itong Plan General Economico, ang goal niya is maging self-supporting and self-sufficient ang colony ng Philippines. Yan ang gusto niyang mangyari. But kaakibat nito, or in order for us to realize this plan, kailangan ma-strengthen natin yung mga income-generating projects na kung saan nagsisimula na sa Pilipinas. As I discussed to you sa aking mga previous videos, makikita nyo dyan ang mga tobacco monopolies and other economic impositions in the country. Basically, yun po ang nangyari, okay? So yun po ang goal nila, na ma-strengthen po ang mga income-generating projects here in the Philippines. However, if we come to think of it and analyze, may mga untold po itong sufferings and hardships on the part of the Filipinos na kung saan, sa lahat ng mga diniscuss kong mga economic impositions, common denominator po nila ito. That every time there is a policy of the Spaniards to implement in the Philippines during those times, nagkaroon talaga ito ng too much suffering on the part of the Filipino people. So that's basically the reality there, na kung saan even dito nagkaroon pa rin ng sufferings on the part of the Filipino people. But papaano nila na-attract ang mga Filipino people in order for them to work out on this one? Kasi nga, kung napanood nyo ang aking mga videos, marami na po silang mga economic impositions na nagpahirap sa mga Filipinos. Now the question there is, how they're going to change the mindset of the Filipinos to work on this new policy in the country. So basically, ang ginawa ng mga Spaniards, they gave incentives by awarding cash prizes and medals of recognition for those who excel in farming indigo, spices, cotton, and other crops. Yun po ang konsepto. Highlight natin ha, they gave incentives, okay, by awarding cash prizes. So, kung maganda ang takbo ng productivity ng ng farm mo, bibigyan ka ngayon ng cash incentives ng Spanish government, or may matatanggap kang medals of recognition. So, because it was maybe their first time to be recognized by the Spanish government, then therefore, mas na-motivate sila to work hard with agriculture, for example, with commerce, and other industries na nag-exist sa Philippines during those times. Basically, we could be able to imagine that kind of thing na possible nangyari when this was implemented in the country Philippines. The aim is to motivate the native Filipinos to focus on the productivity of farming. Kasi basically, mahalaga po ang agriculture before. So that is the reason why one of the things no, na finocus po ng Spanish government is to motivate the people na maging productive sila with agriculture. Okay? In order to successfully engage with mass production to agricultural products. Highlight natin mass production. Long time ago, pre-colonial history sa Pilipinas, we could be able to imagine the concept of subsistence economy. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Meaning to say, the natives will only produce certain amount of goods, okay, for a certain period of time na pwede nilang i-consume. Pero dito, when the Spaniards came in the country and with this particular economic imposition, tinuruan sila ng mga Spaniards how to engage with mass production. Meaning to say, this time, they need to produce more than of what they needed for a certain period of time. Okay, kasi nga, ang gagamitin yung more than sa kanilang kinakain, yung kanilang kinukonsume, gagamitin ito for the trading. Not only in domestic trading, but of course in trading with the other countries. Okay, not just only in the neighboring countries, but as far as Mexico or other countries in Latin America na kung saan pwede tayong makapag-trade during those times. So mass production is one of the reasons why they impose this kind of policy in the country. Aside from the mentioned mga cash prizes, mga medals of recognition, nagbigay po sila ng more than pang offer doon or dinagdagan pa po nila ang mga offer nila to the native Filipinos. They offered local and foreign scholarships, okay, and training grants to Filipinos. So kung ikaw ba naman na isang Filipino, bibigyan ka ng scholarship, like for example, you are living in Mindanao, paaralin ka ngayon ng Spanish government to the University of the Philippines, to the University of Santo Tomas kasi nag-exist na, and other mga famous institutions in Luzon at a time. So, talagang mai-excite ka na makapunta doon sa Luzon, sa northern portion of the country. So basically, mas na-attract nila. And aside from that, they also offered to the native Filipinos scholarship in the foreign areas of the world. Okay, meaning to say, baka i-offer nila sa isang Filipino na makapag-aral sila sa Spain, for example. So that would be an exciting journey or experience of a certain Filipino na mas magbibigay sa kanya ng motivation to work hard in agriculture and all the aspects na gustong ma-develop ng Spanish government in the country. And aside from the scholarships, training grants to Filipinos as well. Okay, how they have to manage the agriculture properly, that's one thing. To improve the knowledge of the Filipino in agriculture, that is why ini-expose nila ito sa mga different trainings. Moreover, they wanted to expose with the trends on how to be more profitable in farming. So that is the reason why kailangan talaga silang ma-expose with the different trainings and seminars in order for them to be aware kung ano nga ba ang mga changes, ano nga ba ang mga trend ngayon, kung paano mapalaki ang plant na ito in a short period of time, for example, or maparami yung kanyang productivity, for example. That's one thing, kaya ini-expose talaga sila. And of course, to entice them to exert an extra effort in the development of this program. Entice meaning to attract them, okay? Na kung saan they need to exert more effort. Kung noon talagang nag-exert na sila ng effort already in agriculture, now mas dinoble time pa nila or triply pa yung kanilang ini-exert na effort in order for them na mas maging productive sila in agriculture because of this particular offers na binibigay sa kanila ng Spanish government, ladies and gentlemen. So, mautak din po yung mga Spaniards, no? Because, of course, for the first time to be recognized, for the first time kayong mga mabigyan ng mga privileges from the Spanish government, kasi long before hindi naman nila ito natatanggap. So we cannot deny the fact na talagang naging excited ang mga Filipinos when this program was implemented in the country. So the society was also credited in the formation of Silversmith and Gold Hitters Guild in 1783 and the construction of the first paper mill in the Philippines in 1825. So, part of the changes, hindi lang po ang agriculture ang na-develop, eto din po ay na-discover at na-develop noong mga panahon na ang program na ito ay na-implement sa bansang Pilipinas. Basically, one of the developments din po ito, yung formation of Silversmith and Gold Hitters Guild in 1783 and of course, the construction of the first paper mill in the Philippines in the year 1825. So to sum up, kung papaano or ano ang naging journey ng program na ito when this was implemented in the country, so basically ito po yung summary niya. The Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country died temporarily in 1787, was revived in 1819, and was suspended briefly in 1820 due to the Asiatic cholera epidemic. So, just like what we have now, na meron tayong pandemic dito sa ating bansa, nangyari din po ito sa panahong yon. Okay, na kung saan, temporarily na-stop yung kanilang operation because of the Asiatic cholera epidemic. Okay, basically yun ang nangyari. It resumed its activities in 1822. Gradually faded out in 1875 and revived again in 1882 until it ceased to exist by the middle of the 1890s. So basically, kung titingnan natin ang kanyang implementation, hindi siya consistent na na-implement sa bansang Pilipinas. Fluctuating po siya. May mga panahon na nawala ang kanyang function, nawala ang kanyang existence, na-revive, nawala na naman, na-revive, hanggang sa dumating talaga yung time na totally nawala talaga yung existence nito. In the middle of 1890s. Kaya nakalagay sa atin, nakikita nyo sa inyong title sa screen, nakalagay dyan 1895 nagtapos ang kwento. Kasi in the middle po siya ng 1890s, nag-formally stop or officially stop ang operation. So yun po ang journey ng Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country. Highlight natin yung pinakapunto kung ano yung pinag-uusapan natin sa umagang ito. So pag sinabi natin Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country, the coverage is 1780 to 1895. Pinaka-focus lang talaga nito, if we come to think of it, is the mass production and agriculture. Kailangan maging productivity yung potential ng bansang Pilipinas. Kasi yan po talaga ang potential ng bansang Philippines. Okay, the agriculture that should be developed. Kaya lang sa ating generation ngayon, it was neglected by our government. Hindi tayo mas nag-focus doon sa agriculture. Iba yung ating binigyang pansin. Basically, na sana, kung titingnan natin, if we want to boom our economy or to improve everything here in the Philippines, dapat nakafocus tayo doon sa ating agriculture. Basically, kasi nakita natin dito na isa sa mga na-observe ng Spanish government is talagang to focus on agriculture. And that is to impose or engage with mass production, ladies and gentlemen. Aside from that, we have to engage with the development in commerce and industry, na kung saan yung mga business natin noon, we know already na nagkaroon na ng trading before, mga businessmen na po ang mga Filipino, so kailangan siyang ma-develop, of course, and yung mga factory natin dito, yung mga manufacturing establishments natin dito, kailangan din siyang magkaroon ng development. One of the things also na gustong i-focus ng program na ito. And of course, part also ng kanilang goal with this program na naka-attach is to be self-supporting and self-sufficient, okay, colony ng Spain, na kung saan, nabanggit ko na sa inyo kanina, na ang aim nila is to never ask for a subsidy from the Mexican government. Okay, so yun po ang kanilang mga impositions. Hindi lang po ito ang tinatawag nating Royal Economic Society of Friends of the Country, meron pa pong iba't ibang development na naganap na i-discuss ko po sa inyo sa mga next video ng discussion natin in line with the economic impositions of the Spaniards in the country Philippines. So that will be all for this morning. I hope you learned something from this video and I hope that you will share this video to your friends and to anybody else that you think na kailangan ng video na ito. Asahan niyo po that Sir Job TV will continue to discuss more meaningful discussions, especially in the world of social sciences. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye!